South Australia, it is Sunday, the 7th of June. Welcome to your weekly weather update. The top line is there are multiple cold fronts rolling through the state, which will see varying conditions across the week. The first one arrives Monday to Tuesday. It backs off. The others don't make their way fully onto land, but you do see the remnants of it. There is a severe weather warning for the coastal regions on Monday morning down here. Across the Bight, that eases on Tuesday as the cold front has moved through. There is not a warning out yet for frost risk or sheep graziers warning, but I do want to provide my own, nod that in the northern parts of South Australia, minimum air temperatures on Monday morning get down to the 0 to 5 degrees, and there's not a lot of strong wind, so there is a potential there for frost. Just something to bring your attention to. That risk does ease as the week continues on, though. All right, let's start having a look at rain, shall we? So we're going to look at daily rainfall totals starting out on Sunday. Starting out on Monday, no rain across the state. Tuesday, you can start to see that front moving in, or really the post frontal rain moving in. So that's why it's this light, showery drizzle, 0 to 5 millimeters. It's that cold air cumulus little drizzle that comes in after the front. Wednesday, again, that just sort of continues over. And to Thursday across the state will be dry and sunny until Friday, where we start to see the next remnants of the next front moving through, anywhere between 0 in the north and a potential 5 to 10 millimeters in the state's southwest. That again eases on Saturday and into Sunday. So as you can see, showers, dry, showers, dry. I think this is a sort of week where you really want to be looking at your local forecast to see where it will hit and how much it will deliver you. But yeah, not a lot of rain. What is more, maybe I suppose, of interest is wind gusts. There are strong to moderate wind gusts across the state for multiple days. But then there are also multiple days of still. As you can see, there's not a lot of consistency in the forecast for South Australia this week. What this means is that there are poor spraying conditions across the week as those fronts sort of move through. And then it just stills, so it also brings poor spray. Yeah, it's just a bit of a mess, honestly. Let's actually just have a look at the maps. All right, starting out on Monday, you can see that front rolling into South Australia. If this comes onto shore, it could be anywhere between 60 to 90 kilometer gusts. Majority of it doesn't make its way inland. Really, inland, we're more seeing maximums between 40 and 60 kilometers an hour. That rolls across on Tuesday as the front moves by, leaving the entire interior of the state Wednesday 0 to 10 or 10 to 20 kilometer gusts, which means the actual day itself will largely be flat as a tack, nice and still. That continues into Thursday. Friday, we get some slight, mild winds, 30 to 40 kilometer gusts, maybe moderate in your area, depending on your local landscape. And then Saturday as well. So yeah, winds aren't super interesting unless you're in a coastal region as those fronts move through. And then there are some weather warnings for that. Beautiful. Let's move on. I picked two places for us to have a look at this week. The first is Ceduna. Ceduna has those cold Monday temperatures as the air mass moves through, but that has not given off any frost or fog risk warnings there. But what I do want to show you is that spray conditions are poor throughout most of the week. Okay, so I suppose there's a decent window maybe in between the fronts on the Wednesday into the Thursday if you do need to spray this week. So that's something to think about. Let's pop over to and just another thing with the rainfall, you can see it's just light scattered showers. Let's pop over to Murray Bridge in South Australia. down in the southeast. And again, light scattered showers, some cold minimum temperatures, but some relatively clear sunny days. Those cold temperatures, though, aren't showing frost risk either. So that's, I suppose, good news for down the south. But I do think up in the north, we are going to get that frost risk throughout the week. Spray conditions are slightly better down here on the Wednesday and Thursday, but again, drop Friday into Saturday as the next front moves through. Okay, so nothing particularly distressing this week for South Australia, just a lot of inconsistencies and looking out the window, waiting to get out there and onto the fields. But yeah, should be a pretty decent week to be working outside. Okay, stay safe and have a great week. I'll see you next time.